gonna say, because there's no general purpose to life in itself. Just because, well, that's how I believe, because it's random. If you think about it in the science sense, like in general, life is completely random. So there's no actual purpose to it, other than when you think of it in an intellectual sense of being a human being and the type of species that we are and like what we have become. I think the purpose of being humans and the gift of having this level of intellect and being separating ourselves from animals and having the consciousness that we do, I think the purpose of that is to become the best form of our species as we can, is to be the best humans as we can. Every day live as happily as you can for yourself and for others around you. So I think that's the only real purpose that we have here, is to just better each day as much as we can. Because other than that, like you say, your life is minuscule compared to what
time frame
life is.
So let me ask you this on taking it a step deeper. Do y'all feel like that humanity is going to make it as a species? Like, do you feel like we're going to find a way to evolve to move on from Earth and continue our species, or
if we are wiped out by some sort of crazy outlandish thing like a fucking meteor or we do something? Those are the two things that could stop us, is that or we ourselves create artificial intelligence that's so crazy that they turn around on ourselves.
I do think we're going to be machines.
Yep. Before that, you know what I mean?
But other than that, I think as humans, we're already there. We're at the point where if we need to leave this planet Earth, I think within the next 20, 50 years, we'll be able to do so. I think we'll be able to just...
It's going to happen just by people growing up and the imaginations that people have nowadays. You know,
I think honestly, the next phase of evolution for humanity is going to be machines.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got a weird theory on how we even became.
I do believe that to a certain extent. I can't lie to you, Joe.
I believe we were fast forwarded, bro.
So we already got that shit.
But it's like crazy to me. I don't know, you know what I mean? Because then that kind of conflicts. It's like with my religious belief, me personally, because I do feel like, you know, I'm a strong believer. Not to knock anything anybody else believes, but I'm a strong believer in Jesus Christ. You know, so I believe in God. And it's like at the same time, that right there is so dominant. It's so there. You know what I mean? It's hard to not, you know what I'm saying, to try to ignore it or downplay it.
You can't have this conversation without having
an open mind.
About,
you know,
things like religion
God gave us the ability to make machines. Right? So why maybe that could not be a tool to maybe
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, could further the humanity.
Maybe we was gonna turn more to cyborg.
Without this machine, we couldn't survive in certain places.
Because if you watch movies and all other things, that's always the last step. That's always the last step in evolution for any type of species. You get the physical form, then they started going to like a more intellectual mental form, then they dropped the whole body all together. Now you talking about pretty much just a soul, spirit, or whatever you want to call it, running whatever. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much the scenario of all evolution in movies or anything.
It's the consciousness
exactly.
of yourself. But even now they're getting to the point where they can generate a form of digital consciousness inside of computers, like the way that they think.
But that's why we got like virtual reality.
Where you can ask it a question and it will generate for you an answer. And it's like
Siri, pretty much. You know
they could study your years of your just
nudged by bus driver now playing.
Oh shit.
Okay. They could study your speech pattern, your your tweet, all types of stuff.
It's crazy you just said that too.
No, and make a statement out of everything. And you wouldn't even be there. They can make you say.
They do that on a daily basis though. Like when you get those calls from random numbers, and you get those calls and it don't say nothing. You like hello, hello, and it don't say nothing. That's like supposedly I heard. It didn't make sense. That's them like pretty much recording you, and then they're doing it to where like Joe, much you pretty said, kind of like chopping up your voice and using your voice for other things to authenticate for your account, like pretty much a process they use to get ready to scam your ass type shit. So it's like pretty much I've been told after you say like that first or second hello, hang the fuck up. You know what I mean? Don't just sit there and say on the phone like, who is this? What do you want? You know what I mean? Nothing like that at all.
But yeah,
aliens, is that you? Look, FBI outside. Y'all get too deep. You get too deep.
Y'all would think about how powerful, like, we are as a species. Yeah, we are able to. If you think about animals and us, we're able to control everything we do. Like, we can move our hands we want to. Dogs theoretically are like moving and stuff. You know,
I was gonna say the reason for that is because we're the only species that isn't content with the way that we are currently. We're the only, other than like subtle changes over time. Like, we're the only species that is unsatisfied with their current situation,
yeah, like
and is constantly trying to change and progress it. But if you think about it, as a dog's gonna wake up, it's gonna be a dog every day. All they care about is food, whatever, blah blah blah, fucking, and that's it. Boom. Humans, we have like a fucking. We're on a different level of consciousness where we start to think about ourselves and our own actions and what we can do to prevent.
I got a theory about how that came. But
see, tapping into what I believe, like if I taking it back to the Bible, when Adam and Eve was in the garden, when it says in the Bible as far as us, I don't know if y'all know it or not, as far as when it say God making us in His likeness. We pretty much had the powers, pretty much everything that God, not everything God has. It's kind of like, how can I explain it? I'm giving you a little bit what I have, but I'm not giving you the whole. You know what I mean? Like a master and a sensei. I'm going to teach you everything, but I ain't finna teach you the, you know what I'm saying? The wham bam, thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? But
that's how I felt about that movie, Lucy.
You know what I mean? So it's like in the garden, Adam had the power to talk to animals. He had the power to command animals. You know what I'm saying? He had the power to, you know, when animals see him coming or they see you, it was a bond. It was a bond. I'm not sitting there and say Adam walking past giraffes. Oh, what's up, bro? I'm not saying it like that. But I'm saying it was an understanding that I'm the alpha male, that I'm the ruler. You know what I'm saying? That y'all under me. You know. But it's when they ate that apple, it's kind of like he lost that. You know what I mean? You came back to the awareness that okay.
But he knew he was gonna eat it.
Oh yeah. It was a test. Like we've been talking about this whole time. It was a test. Like I know you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like. Tell the kids don't go in the kitchen and get no snacks, and you know they're gonna take their behind in there and get a snack anyway. You know, so it's just like that's supposedly one of the things that we had as a human or as a human species that we had to command and control.
That's why I think we can't like dogs understand us. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I could be like, hey, come here, and she come. You know what I'm saying. Like after a while, she would learn to.
If I could play off of what Airrick was just saying, there's an actual theory, like a full-on theory behind the fact that, because as you know, as humans, we only use 15%, 10% of our brain or whatever, right? Yeah. There's a concept that, almost in the sense of what you're saying, is as a species altogether, our intellectual cap was like brought way the fuck down here at a specific time, and slowly we've just been inching away and like opening up our minds.
That's how cavemen.
That's why they say as you get to certain levels, like how you say you can communicate with animals and stuff like that.
They have more time.
And they say if we can open up more, like if we could just go to 20% of our brain capacity, we could do certain things that may seem.
We could do what Airrick is talking about.
It might seem super good, but it's really.
And see,
it's
but
something you can tap into.
The biggest question that I propose though is, what stopped that? You know what I mean? Because you have a religious aspect you can look at it. You have a alien aspect you can look at it from. Because you got people that believe the aliens gave that to us and then they came back and took it.
I believe, bro,
you know what I mean?
This is my theory. Like that where the alien, that could be, like I said, that could even be spiritual.
Anything, exactly.
I don't want to say aliens. I want to say, I believe, like I said, I can't speak on the higher beings or who gave it to it, but I believe we were fast forwarded. I believe at that time they believed life was stagnant. Like, you know, everything was just primal. I believe we are how we are now because we were fast forwarded in human.
You're talking about dinosaurs,
like we were just like primal, like certain primal species was elevated or like it's fast forwarded deeper into human evolution that we are now.
I'm gonna tell you
okay, like right now, nobody could like the pyramids.
I don't think an asteroid hit the Earth.
I believe that was an act of fast forward evolution, bro. Cause like you can't with the resources they had then, there's nowhere they could have did all of their work in that amount of time without something special. In my opinion, that's how I feel. Like I look at shit like that and be like, how the fuck did you guys do that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think an asteroid destroyed the dinosaurs. And I was like, okay, where's the evidence of that?
There's plenty of evidence.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that did happen. I think there's some stuff we don't know. Like,
I like what you say too, because like especially in that whole era between like the Egyptians and the Mayans and everything like that, there is a huge intellectual gap with that, and there's lots of tie-ins where from both cultures where they reference extraterrestrial things.
All over the world, of no way that these people could have had any type of connection to each other at all.
I think personally that when people think of aliens or outside beings, I think of it more so as ultra evolved versions of ourselves. I think I personally think that there's like an elevated form of human beings that not only like watch us, but like kind of like overlook us like as if we're like a fucking child, and they're like watching us grow and trying to unlock the ability to elevate to where they at, like spiritually, you know what I'm saying?
They got a movie out about that. It's like I forgot what it was called, but pretty much the humans that hadn't reached that level yet, they were just pretty much regular humans. They walked the earth, did everything regular, like it's, you know what I'm saying, like the reality for us, it is. But once you transcended to that level, it was pretty much like the ozone layer. It was pretty much like the ozone layer. So yes, you're pretty much watching the whole earth, but you're just a conscious or a spirit in this ozone layer.
Or some shit like that.
Huh?
Limitless.
No.
You ever think death is like that?
Limitless goes into that whole 10-15% of your brain thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
If you could unlock more of it, those are the type of things you would be able to do.
We don't know.
Manipulate
like
waves.
We don't have full study on our own body. Y'all realize how
there's people who research their own bodies though too.
Yeah, I'm saying no, but we don't have full research on how everything in like the full capacity of our brain. Nobody knows that.
I feel like somebody do know that, because you know, like
there's a lot of shit that people don't.
Like people study it on their own selves. You know what I mean? They listen to their bodies. They fast.
But I feel like what Joe is saying is like it's not pushed as more as other stuff is. You know what I'm saying? When that's clearly important. You know
what I'm trying to say is I feel like they know, because you know how like your brain can still be working but your heart is not. Yeah. And you can hook your brain up. You theoretically can hook a brain up to an artificial heart. And they probably somebody knows how the brain is really, you know what I'm saying, operating and stuff like that.
It's like they say, it's
electromagnetic
neurons that are firing. It's your brain is an organic computer. It's really what it is. So, like inside a computer, it's replicating what you would see in your brain. Right. But we just haven't gotten to the point where we can
transfer it.
Not even just that, but create,
duplicate
will and free will and thought, and be able to just like have emotion and things like that. We can replicate actions and duties. Like, okay, I can tell my arm to go do that, but I can't tell a computer to love me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference between what we are and like how to I feel like how to transcend. Like once we're able to like move that to something else, then I think
it's gonna be dangerous.
I think though they hide that for the power. Like
that's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be real dangerous.
Oh, there's definitely information out there that we don't know.
I believe
somebody
like
higher up
ultra like
with power.
Even the government had there was a study that the government had to like admit like there were other out of the world. If not out of the world, like things we don't.
That's why it's coming out like aliens and shit. But it's getting too real.
But I gotta give them credit though. The way they like put that shit under the rug is amazing, bro. Like they give you just enough not to give a fuck. Like they give you like the truth, but they give you so much where you be like, oh, okay, cool.
What's going on, everybody? Behind the scenes, Lyndon here. Just wanted to stop in and tell you guys thank you for tuning in to another clip or new episode of the 5% Podcast. Make sure you drop a like down below and leave a comment. Let us know how you think we're doing or what topics you want us to discuss. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at the 5% Podcast, as well as like and follow on Facebook for weekly live streams every Friday at 8:30 p.m. See you next time.